the only LeBeau to show up. As usual, Rick, the only one. So it's salad, so you can get started. When the rabbi shows up, I think minyan ends in 3 hours. We'll do the motzi. All right, as people get settled in, the rabbi is going to lead us in Motzi. He's just told me that he remembers this one. We'll have a few minutes to eat and schmooze as more people come, and then you'll hear my voice, and that'll be the start of our program. And we'll eat and program at the same time. And I'll also encourage you to stop by the TV to see all the fun facts about some of our incoming board members. Rabbi?
Wow. Okay. Erev Tov, everybody. Is there a pita or something on the tables? Oh, look at that. Andre's speaking Israeli food. I like this. So, okay, Jeff, just, so just the opportunity for us to be together and to break bread together and to celebrate this community that blessing shouldn't be lost on all of us. So let's have that all in mind as together we make the motzi. And would someone sit with Rick over here? Thou shalt not eat falafel alone. It's like one of the 613. Or you can just eat all the other falafels. Okay. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. And we give thanks to God for this opportunity to be all together, to be here celebrating leadership that was, leadership that is, and God willing leadership that will strongly lead us in the coming days. And let us all say, Amen.
Oh, you want to see? He did it. Yeah. All right, Kate has arrived, so we'll get started. So keep eating, but let's start what I like to refer to the most magical evening of the year for Adat Ari, our installation, our annual meeting. So my name is Eric Nicastro. I am your executive director. Thank you, and I've taken notes of who clapped. Thank you, Barbara. All right. So, official business first. We have voted on this year's slate, and this was 100% unanimous vote by 155 households or individuals for this year's slate. And our bylaw changes. We had a 93% vote for yes on the bylaw changes, 6% no, and 1% abstention. So, the bylaw changes pass. Thank you for voting. You could have voted as many times as you wanted. In fact, of the 155, 148 of them were Lena. All right, some membership statistics for you. In 2020, 2021, we had 621 member units, families or individuals. That number went down to 576 between 2021 and 2022. However, it's worth noting that our membership revenue went up nearly $20,000 with the drop in membership. So thank you to all the people that stepped up in our sustainability model. And we exceeded $1 million in revenue on membership this past year. And the membership's been rolling in. We're already over 160 renewals in for the new year, and over 40% have already given more than they've given the previous year. So thank you. We're going to end this year's budget with a $125,000 surplus. As Jeff Kinrich will tell you, don't get excited. We're always in trouble. Thank you, Jeff. There you go. So the last couple of years, we want to just acknowledge that we've had extraordinary fundraising to help sustain our community through the pandemic. 2 rounds of PPP loans that were 100% forgiven, and that's where I'm going to stop and thank Marina Resnick, our controller, for working on those applications, making sure 100% of those PPP loans were forgiven. Those really contributed to us having surpluses the last 2 years, which does help us to pay down some of our debt. When we started the pandemic, we had a line of credit that was maxed out at $2 million. It remained maxed out until April 30th of 2021. By June 30th of 2021, we had paid down $250,000 of that line of credit. And as of April of 2022, we've paid down $850,000 of that line of credit, helping us to have a buffer for the first time in a few years and reduce some of our debt. So thank you to everybody's contributions and paying. That makes it happen. A few highlights for you. Just a little over a year and a half ago, our preschool had to make a really tough decision to shut down its operations for roughly 4 or 5 months. During that time, the decision was made so that we could sustain ourselves again financially and hopefully come back and restart. And Ori Zadok and his team have not only restarted this year, between the Nest and the preschool programs, they had nearly 100 kids in our preschool this year, starting at 0 just a year and a half ago. We're projecting for that number to go up next year, and in a very short amount of time, our preschool has become profitable again, as well as a center for us bringing in new families into our congregation and working with those families to get them into different volunteer opportunities, leadership opportunities, so that they can continue to sustain our community with their volunteerism in the future. So thank you, Ori, your team, Mandy, Julie, Shelby, all thank you to the ECC. We also, where's Julie? She's here. So, hey, Julie. So, Julie, I know we had a Shabbat for you and we thanked you, but we're going to take the opportunity right now. During the pandemic, our JLC was online for the entire year, which was a decision that not every synagogue and religious school made. Julie did. She was creative with her staff, kept our JLC going, and our JLC was back on campus this year. We had nearly 100 kids in our program this year. Julie made sure to sustain our program and create a program that she's able, as she moves on to her next steps in Memphis, pass on to Rabbi Holtzman, who will be taking over for her. So, Julie, thank you for the tremendous job that you have done. We also kicked off Adat Plus this year, which is our after-school program. Part of our contract with Citizens of the World, which is the charter school, you can see two of their banners right there, was that we are their exclusive provider for after-school programming. That has not only become a place where we get to interact with different families, new families, actually attract people to our preschool and to become members of our synagogue, but has become another revenue-generating program for Adat Ari, generating nearly $100,000 this year in new revenue and serving around 100 kids in enrichment programs and after-school care. Ori and his team also have taken over, have run that, and with Andrea Jaffe support, got the program off the ground, and we want to say thank you to all of you for that. So speaking of Citizens of the World, when we had to make the difficult decision to cease the operation or suspend the operation of our day school after 40 plus years, we use the opportunity to rent out to Citizens of the World, a charter school. There are nearly 175 students. They're projecting, I think, close to 250 next year. They've been a great partner for us. We've worked together on a number of different opportunities, and it is in the, we have 4 years remaining, though 2 years plus a couple of option years remaining on our contract with them, but this has created some sustained income for Adat Ari that we not only hope to continue to benefit off of, but continue to partner with as we serve their families along with ours. Unfortunately, fortunately, we were able to bring LA Hebrew High to Adat Ari this year, but LA Hebrew High, if you have not seen, has had to suspend their operations. So they will not be with us next year, not just for Adat Ari, but for our Los Angeles Jewish community. It is a huge blow. But for us and our facility rental, Patrick and I have been working with Turning Point Church, who was here a number of years ago. They're going to be coming back, which will be replacing the revenue that we are losing from LA Hebrew High. So we're going to be signing that contract hopefully in the coming weeks. Not only from a revenue standpoint, but as Rabbi Schulenfrei has pointed out to many people, from a mission standpoint of opening our doors, connecting with other faiths in our community, and being a center of spirituality for people, we're fulfilling our mission as well. So we're excited to share more news as that progresses. And then I just want to take a moment. I want to thank Herschel Bliefeld. We're live streaming right now. Those are those cameras over there. Herschel has been keeping us online and running throughout the pandemic. Herschel's watching at home, so thank you, Herschel. And I also, we could clap for Herschel. And where's Jessica Bieber? And Jessica Bieber, our community relations director, who has been your point of contact to join as members, rejoin, helping to launch our pop-up rabbi program where we stick Rabbi Schuldenfrei at different places and then have people go up and talk to him, which he loves. And Jess is helping us continue to innovate different ways to get out there to the community and bring people in to Adat Ari. Jess, we're grateful for everything you do as well. I mentioned Patrick. So I'm just going to say it. Patrick lays his life on the line every day for this place. He's been here for 230 years. And no, Patrick has been wonderful. Finding new ways to rent our facility, help us get through this pandemic, which has not been easy, especially with the changing protocols and we're changing setups and protocols on him almost daily at times, and Patrick and his team have been incredible. So, Patrick, thank you for everything that you do. All right, where's Cantor Aronoff? Hi, Cantor. Thank you, first of all, Cantor, for wearing your name tag for the first time in 4 years. I appreciate that. Thank you. And you know, we had ourselves quite the time over the last 2 years. You know, with Rabbi Bernhard departing and being on sabbatical, I don't know if people really understand how much Cantor Aronoff stepped up to be a leader in this. I know some of you do, but not everybody, so we'll say it to everybody, how much Cantor Aronoff has stepped up to take a lead here and how appreciative we are. Thank you, Judy. All right, Alan, calm down. All right, don't get too excited, Alan. Don't fall out of the chair. All right. And then I'm going to call up, that wraps up my part, so everybody can clap for me. I'm going to call up, we have another person that's going to be, she's leaving professionally, but we're grateful because she's going to be here as part of our community, Rabbi Yarkin. But the only way we could, at this meeting, properly say thank you was to have her very good friend, Julie, come on up and pay a little tribute to her.
So Rabbi Yarkin knows this is on the live stream, but she's got 2 kiddos to put to bed, so she knows that there's something happening, but that's okay. So, hi, for the last time, I'm Julie, and we're moving in a week. Now you all know. Everybody asks, so. Yeah, Rabbi Jessica Yarkin is truly one of my best friends, and we knew each other before she was the intern, and then we crossed paths again here, and it has been a joy and a blessing to be able to co-collaborate, to teach and to learn together, and to share both a lot of joys and oys in each other's lives, but to know that you have someone to do it with. And all I can say about that, and I will just also throw in a little pitch because one of the honorees tonight is also one of my other best friends. I have learned in the last 20 years something I did not learn as a teenager, and that is just the true importance of like having your best friends close at hand and being able to share community with them. So, because I do things musically, and it wouldn't be right if I didn't, Rabbi Yarkin, this is for you. On the 17th day of the month of December, in an early year of a decade not too long before our own, the human race suddenly encountered an incredible addition to its very existence, and this wonderful human surfaced, as such Slytherins often do, in the undeniably most meaningful and important of ways. Jessica, Rabbi Jess Yarkin, Jessica Kendler Yarkin, JKY, Rabbi Jess Yarkin, oh, 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 ooh, oh. Jessica, Rabbi Jess Yarkin, Mom of Porgs, Mommy Jess Yarkin, JKY, Rabbi Jess Yarkin, oh, 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 ooh, oh. Science fiction, musical theater, Pokemon Go, and a girl named Buffy. From her we've learned all this is Torah, from the MCU to that guy Rashi. Oh, Rabbi Yarkin, so much you have taught us, from kiddos at retreats up to MID. Oh, Rabbi Yarkin, the brilliance you've brought us with insight and passion. Yarkin's our rabbi of music, singing with Judy, making Shabbat at Neranenah, teaching our students, prepping for B-mitzvahs, working with Brent for great trivia. Jessica Yarkin, from intern to rabbi, you made us all wiser. You showed us you care. Lila and Jonah will truly be thrivers. with sweet understanding, the nest and the ECC with sweet understanding, our teens and JLC, bechokma vekavana, our Rav, our friend. But wait, we're not done. Goodbye. Okay, it's not goodbye. You are just leaving your office, but not AAE. Goodbye. You've given us so much. We're all better for your years. You are our RAV. Farewell. Also, lehitraot. Though we know we'll see you dropping off the porgs each day. Ta-ta. Until we brunch again. Because you really ought to know how much you've truly changed my life. You've truly changed our lives. Friend, rabbi, mom, and wife. Oh, Rabbi Yarkin. Hello. I love you.
Thank you, Julie. All right. So some of the thank yous are going to continue now. I'm going to call up Rabbi Schuldenfrei. Do you bring Rabbi Schuldenfrei Jr.? It's just you? I love when he brings his doll out. That's why. Action figure.
Do you want them to the Unsung Heroes? Yeah. Okay, great. What a beautiful tradition at Adat Ari. Not only this entire evening, which is an evening of gathering and community, but an evening of gratitude. So with that in mind, I loved learning about the tradition of having unsung heroes recognized. So it's my honor to present our unsung heroes. I'm going to start with you, Kristen. I had a colleague visiting from the East Coast, and I showed him all around campus and all the things that we were most proud of here at Adat Ari. The thing that he took pictures of, the thing that he said, we got to do this in our synagogue, was the I Am Adat posters and banners that are so beautifully hung throughout our campus. So, and when I told this friend of mine, I said to him, you know, this is not just banners. It's a whole way, it's a whole approach to telling people's story. He thought that that was even more beautiful. And that's really the essence of the I Am Adat campaign, which is to tell people's story. Look, every synagogue has beautiful stained glass, right? Every synagogue has beautiful Judaica. Every synagogue has a Torah in their ark. But sometimes what's overlooked is that our tradition comes alive not when we focus on the stained glasses or pieces of Judaica or even pictures of the Torah, but rather when we focus on the people. And Kristen, you understood that in your heart and in your soul, and that's what I believe motivated the I Am Adat campaign. And what it allowed us to do was to present a human face, a human connection, at a time when so many people felt disconnected. And for that, Kristen, we owe you an enormous debt of gratitude and a huge todah rabbah. So thank you for spearheading that campaign. Thank you for caring about our social media presence. Thank you for always being a willing participant and an excited volunteer. Your presence is our blessing, and it's our honor to present you this evening with an Unsung Hero Award. Oh, wow. That's great. Many of us are thinking of Hillel Wasserman at this time, and many of us are aware of the deep struggles that he and his family have endured over these past weeks, first losing in the loss of his niece, and now most recently in the loss of his brother-in-law. And so it's, I was just chatting with Hillel the other day, and I said, Hillel, it's really beautiful what you're doing for your family, being there, being present, being a rock in a time of difficulty. And for those of us who know Hillel, none of us are surprised. But what I think is even more profound about that is that, as I've learned, Hillel is not only a support for his blood family, he's not only a rock for his blood family, he's a rock and support for us, his Adat Ari family. Rarely have I encountered someone who lives their life with such generosity of soul as Hillel Wasserman. When I was looking at this job, I was obviously checking out the Facebook feed. I'm not young enough to use Instagram, so but when I was scrolling through, time after time, post after post, it was Hillel leading a minyan. It was Hillel convening this community in prayer, and it was Hillel then chatting away with people in the chat boxes, keeping people connected. So tonight, even in absentia, it is my deep honor to present Hillel. I think you're out there watching, but at this time of mourning and at this time of loss, please know that we, your Adat Ariel family, are thinking of you. We love you. And when you come back, we're ready to give you a big hug and to say thank you. Thank you for all that you do for our synagogue. Again, it's my pleasure to present Hillel with this Unsung Hero Award. You want to go? You'll take the...
Here. All right, thank you. Thank you, Rabbi. Don't go too far. Right now, I am going to call up our outgoing synagogue president. I'll talk after you're done. Yeah? Yeah. Lena, come on up.
Good evening. Thank you all for being here tonight. Natan Sharonsky is a Jewish hero. He spent many years in solitary confinement in the former Soviet Union for the crime of demanding to live as an observant Jew in the state of Israel. Freed in 1986, Sharonsky was asked if he always knew he would be a leader. He quietly said, "It is good in advance that you don't know about everything that will happen in your life. And you are learning, you are building yourself and strengthening while you go through it." I absolutely agree. Leadership is often the strong response to the conditions one faces, building and strengthening along the way. That is how we at Adat Ari approached our obligations during the pandemic, confidently building our future and maintaining a strong presence in our community. We have learned that in difficult times, our shelter of care, wisdom, and community connection brings blessings to us all. It is overwhelming for me to think about the challenges, changes, and the accomplishments our community has experienced over the past 2 years. The list is very extensive and impressive. At Adat Ari, we are grateful to emerge from the harsher moments of the pandemic stronger and eager. With the generosity and dedication of our community, staff, lay leadership, and a couple of PPP loans we don't have to pay back, our fiscal outlook and some amazing development projects and things that Mr. Mendelsohn helped bring in, and others, our fiscal outlook is much improved. We need to remain vigilant with our budgetary oversight and should continue to look to our most valuable resources in terms of revenue, our schools and our facility and property. The vision of the renewal of our sanctuary and social hall is an exciting prospect. While there are many opinions and feelings that run the gamut among the community, I am confident that we can listen to one another and come to a positive outcome. Every day I've been blessed to work with amazing staff and lay leadership. Board of Directors, your commitment to our shul is inspiring and to be commended. I'd like to personally acknowledge the Executive Committee for their tireless commitment to Adat Ari and for their continued resolve. Adam Spiegel, Christine Prell, Jim Lesserman, Leah Rosenzweig, Jeff Kinrich, Bruce Edelstein, Rachel Ellie, Steve Lavender, Melinda Marcus, Lee Mendelson, Sue Moses, and Elise Weiss. Many of you have full-time careers. Many of you have full-time careers and have managed to generously provide your support and guidance. You are the most amazing team. Adam, you've been an extraordinary first vice president. I am very grateful for your legal and editorial expertise, as well as for your thoughtful input and friendship. We are also blessed with the continued support and leadership of many of our past presidents, graciously contributing their wisdom, financial resources, and energy when needed. To our esteemed clergy, it has been my extraordinary privilege to work alongside you, building community, honoring the dignity of our diverse community, and creating an environment that adheres to the value that each human being is made in the image of God. Thank you, Rabbi Schuldenfrei, Rabbi Yarkin, and Cantor Aronoff. To our amazing staff, led by Eric Nicastro, our executive director, along with Herschel, Jessica, Andrea, Patrick, Deborah, Natalia, and Marina, it has been my great fortune to have worked alongside you. Eric, I'm very appreciative of our time spent together wherever you are. You've been an amazing source of inspiration and energy, as well as a thoughtful and caring colleague. Our ECC and JLC help nurture our children to become ethical human beings and critical thinkers who can walk through life with confidence and humility. Julie Levine, thank you for your many years of dedication to our community. May you be blessed with health and happiness in your new journey. For sure. And I know she's not here, and maybe she might be listening or not. I'm happy to welcome Rabbi Emily Holtzman as our new Director of Youth Engagement. The buzz and excitement that precedes her is amazing. Our ECC is growing by leaps and bounds, recovering strongly from the minor setback of the pandemic. To our ECC Director, Ori Zadok, you have an abundance of wisdom, knowledge, and experience to share with our families, their children, and our community, and I'm privileged to have worked alongside you. We are a community rich in history, culture, and inclusion. Our future is secure as Adam Spiegel becomes our new synagogue president. And Christine Prell, our first vice president. We are very lucky to have them and their skills, leadership, and devotion. Our clergy and senior staff are set to bring us into the future with innovation and creativity. We need only to show them our support, gratitude, and involvement. Remember, the value of your experience at Adat Ari can only be measured by the extent of your involvement in our sacred community. So come get involved. Thank you all for your continued membership. Quite literally, we cannot do it without you. Thank you to Abigail Spiegel, Paul Abrams, Eric Nicastro, and Andrea Jaffe for organizing this evening. And a big thank you to my husband, Mark. Who has been very supportive and very understanding of forever ongoing phone calls and Zoom calls. And I appreciate him and all his support. It has been my honor to serve you as your synagogue president. May we go from strength to strength. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. What are you doing? Okay.
There you go. Lena,
Yeah.
I just wanted to say, first of all, on behalf of me, thank you. I have spent more time on the phone with Lena than any human being in my entire life, and I thank Mark for allowing that. I didn't appreciate how much your daughters listened in on those conversations. And thank you to my wife, who's definitely not watching, but for allowing that as well. I don't know if people will ever really truly understand, well, Abigail, because she's an executive director of a synagogue, but this has been like going through a war. And there are people that you're in the trenches with. And, you know, as I mentioned, Judy before, and Rabbi Yarkin certainly as well, Ori and Julie, and, you know, David Berg when he was still president, and Adam when he became first VP. You know, when you gave your first introductory speech as president, which was on Zoom only, by the way, you mentioned Teddy Roosevelt. Teddy Roosevelt once, if people don't know this, was giving a speech, an election speech at Madison Square Garden, and he got shot during the speech. He finished the speech. I think he had it slightly easier than you have had it as president of Adat Ari. We would not be where we are right now without your leadership. And I do not just say that because you're standing here and these people are standing here. It's because I mean it. Because 2 years ago, we talked about what Adat Ari was going to be. Did we have to sell our property? Did we have to be different? What were we going to do? It was bleak as bleak can be. And we are standing here at the start of something wonderful because you were our president. Thank you. So we have a gift from you. For you. From me. Well, you're the president. You approve the payments here. Thank you for the donation for gifts for presidents. So what we selected for you is, well, it's obviously a Judaic item because, well, we're a synagogue, but it is something for your family in your home to sanctify Shabbat with each week, because you have not just created sacred space here, but ensured that our sacred space will endure. So thank you. Rabbi?
Sorry, Adam. Is this in the budget? No, sorry. All right. Actually, Eric, stay over here. And Cantor, can you come on? Without giving away too much about what's in this box, you know, it's interesting. I talked about this on Friday night. We make the kiddush over grape juice. But if you think about it, it should be made over grapes. We say the bracha, Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam borei pri hagafen. Thank you, God, for making the fruit of the vine, not wine, but the fruit of the vine. So why is it that we make kiddush over wine and not grapes? And it's because the human hand enhances the blessing. In other words, only when we're partners with God in the act of bettering the world do we fully achieve the potential of this world. And that is certainly true with you, Lena, that you are someone who added a holy hand in this enterprise. You could not have imagined what you were going to encounter as president. But every day you showed up here and you were a blessing for this community. And so with that in mind, it's our privilege to offer you a blessing. Okay. So can you, come. We'll actually ask everyone, I'm hoping this is open. There's no way this is open. We're going to ask everyone to please rise as we offer Alina a blessing. Yeah. Yeah. We're going to open it. Here. Okay, good enough. Yeah. Okay. So, Mark, if you can join Lena. Why don't you stand together and just kind of.
Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
As you have blessed and guarded over this community for these past 2 years, may God continue to bless you and bless your family, guarding over you, providing people who love you, and many, many blessings of love and connection.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka.
Mark, as you have been gracious to this community with the gift of your wife and allowing her to speak on the phone with Aaron Castro more times than any human being could possibly ever desire. True, even Jessica. But seriously, as you have been gracious to this community and shown it preference and shown it favor and shown it love and dedication, sweat and tears, may God recognize those blessings and bestow them upon you as well.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha Shalom.
As you have paved a path, a future for our community, may God continue to pave a path for you, a path filled with love, a path filled with companionship, a path filled with meaning, and a path filled with shalom, peace, completeness, and blessing. And let us all say, Amen. You deserve it. Good. You deserve it.
Thank you.
All right, stay up here.
Stay up here?
Oh, you want to try to fix that? We're gonna.
I want to go sit down.
Yeah, we're going to close the ark. Yeah, you too.
Hour and a half more, folks. Don't worry. Just another hour and a half. So right now what we're going to do is we are going to recognize and call up the board of trustees and the board of directors and the trustees. We're going to call them up, the current one. We're going to ask them to come up here. And the rabbi is going to say a few words to them. And then you've got words left, right? Yeah, we haven't hit the quota for the day yet. And then those of you that are going to continue on the board in one manner or another will stay up here. And I will read the names of those officially moving off the board, and we have a little gift for you if you're in attendance, and if not, we'll get it to you. So I just want to, or you know what, Lena, you're the president, you come over.
Okay.
If you want to read their names.
Ari Fife. Yohanan Kabaker. Bob Oberstein, come join us up here. Annette Sharvit. Shayna Steinberg. Heather Frank. Natalie Lembeck, Hillary Oberstein, Leora Smith, Beggy Giddig, Dana Lieberman, Ken Samuel, Natalie Siren, David Stern, Tara Stern, Wendy Wolf. Do you want me to do the Sherry Ozerin Sherman, Adam Goldman, Judy Thomas, Rosalie Pachursky, Jennifer Kaplan, Marty Lasker, Bill Lepler, Samara Lewinson, and Herb Moore.
So to our board, we are towards the beginning of the book of Bamidbar, which is the book in the Torah that addresses the question of how to build a society. But the answer to that question of how to build a society is actually revealed in the first few words of the book. It says, Su'u et Rosh, which means lift the head up. The Israelites are commanded to lift up everyone's head, to make everyone count. And through your service to the community, you have made all of our members count. You have given them voice. You've given them agency. You've given them a stake in the future of this community. And that service is a blessing. So we want to thank you for steering this community, for providing leadership, for giving away hours of your time that could be spent in so many other places. But we should say to you, thank you. Thank you for making everyone count. Thank you for helping us build a better synagogue and providing for our children and providing for our future. Toda Rabah.
All right, I don't think a single member going off the board is actually, they've already gone off. They didn't show up tonight. So I'm going to read the names of the people who are going off, and I'm going to just hold up the gift. It'll be the same one I hold up each time. But officially going off our board, but not off the hook from volunteering and participating, Leora Smith, if we can have a round of applause for Leora. David Stern, Wendy Wolf, Bill Lepler, and Herb Moore. All right, so you're going to stay up here, and Lena, you're going to read the names of the incoming. Everybody who's incoming that's not up here yet. Well, you know what? I'll just do it because I know. Kate Blumberg, come on up. Debbie Katz. Ben Hermes. Sam Lembeck.
Wow, there's a little...
Sarah Mazer. Yeah, I'm sorry, your dad asked me to say Mazer. It's a naming thing out of dog. Okay, let's see. Amy Zaki. Let's see. Sherry Sherman. It's a trustee. It says it. Matt Selza. And Joe Carol Oberstein.
Okay, great. Yeah. So we've designed. Well, actually, not we. I had nothing to do with this. But these beautiful pins have been designed, and we hope that you will wear these pins as a marker of your dedication to this community. We believe in ambassadorship, right? That each of you stand here as ambassadors of this community, as people who care, as people who want to You know what? In this week's Torah portion, it talks about lighting the menorah. And that's what you are. You are our menorah. You're the light that we provide for other people. So we hope that when you stand with this Adat Ari pin on your lapel, or wherever it is that pins like these go, it's magnetic. You can put it anywhere. Versatile. Very nice. Okay. You approved that in the budget? Magnets? I'm a little surprised. You objected. He did it anyway. I knew I liked him. But in all sincerity, you are menorahs for this community, which means that your job is to provide light. So when you wear this, please be a source of light for anyone who walks into this community, for anyone who encounters Adat Ariel, and continue to bring us light and continue to bring us blessing. Thank you in advance for your service.
So we're going to give you your pin, and then you can take your seat. And Lena, can you come back over here? As they go down, we're going to call up our current officers. Don't read your own name.
I won't. Well, I am then. Okay.
Yeah, name and position.
Okay, Adam Spiegel, First Vice President. Bruce Adelstein, Personnel Vice President. Steve Lavender, Facilities Vice President. Rachel Ellie, Community Relations Vice President. Jim Lesserman, Religious Life Vice President. Christine Prell, Education Vice President. Jeff Kinrich, Vice President of Finance. Melinda Marcus, Recording Secretary. Lee Mendelson, Development Vice President. And I know, Sue, you are looking from your home. You couldn't be here with us, but Sue Moses, Assistant Recording Secretary. Leah Rosenzweig, Assistant Vice President of Finance and our JLC representative. Elise Weiss, I don't know if Elise is here, but she's parliamentarian. Melinda Marcus, Women of Adat President. And that's it. Yep.
Where's the word guy? Rabbi. This is the Outgoing Executive Committee.
Oh, yeah. So what I said before applies to you all also. Next. Exactly. All right, we're on the next part. It's a ditto. Ditto.
All right, so for those that are going off our executive board, if Rachel Ellie, if you can come here and please be recognized. And thank you. Steve Lavender. And Jim Lesserman. And I think everybody else is staying on the executive board, right? Boy, we really get you guys, huh? For a long time. If you are the current year, you are dismissed, and thank you. So in addition to our returning executive board members, want to invite up Samara Lewinson to come back up, who will be serving as the Personnel Vice President. We have up here already, I should start with Adam Spiegel will be our president. We're going to hear from him soon. I've been really looking forward to that. Christine Perel is going to be our first vice president. Very exciting. Annette Charvit, come on back up, our facilities vice president. Bob Oberstein is going to be our community relations vice president. Bruce Adelstein's already up here, our softball coach and religious life vice president. Wow, not a lot of love for the softball team there. The Spiegels will take care of that. Hillary Oberstein, our education vice president. I think it's a typo. Jeff Kinrich, Finance VP? No. Okay. Well, I think we're typecasting. Melinda Marcus, recording secretary. She used to be a gymnast. It's on the facts thing, the fun facts. Lee Mendelson, development vice president. Sue Moses, we miss you here tonight, Sue, assistant recording secretary. Leah Rosenzweig will continue as the longest title that we have, assistant vice president, finance, JLC representative. It's all one title. And Lena, you move into immediate past president. Big congrats. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you tell us the rules, right? That's the fun part. All right, so Rabbi, you come back over here. So it's not ditto because they have to go to double the amount of meetings. So
For this is for the new executive board. Okay. For everyone who is has stepped up and is in service as an executive board member, I'm looking around out here in this courtyard. I think most of you understand that time commitment. Most of you understand that the commitment of energy and dedication. And as we stand here, look, we as a synagogue are poised to do many, many wonderful things, building on a very solid and important foundation. And so we look to you, our new executive board, to provide us that leadership, to provide us that vision, to provide us that assistance. We have a professional staff that is willing, that is able, that is excited, and we look forward and we believe that our best days are ahead of us, and we look forward to taking that walk with you, to going towards the future of increasing the blessing of our community. So we know that it's going to require time. We know that it's going to require a lot of effort, that there are going to be meetings at inconvenient times, that there are going to be places that you quite possibly may rather be. Only very rarely, though, Lee. Not, not too often, Lee, okay? Yeah, you got to still, occasionally, once in a while. That's right. Right, yeah. Right. But in all sincerity, that's right. Read your emails, Lee. Read your emails. Here, have another pin. You're good. Okay. All right. That's a good blessing. A way to, and so Lee, thank you for taking another pin. But in sincerity, thank you all in advance for being the leaders of our synagogue and bringing us to the next chapter. So go with strength.
So we were going to have our outgoing executive board members give gifts to the new board members. But, again, we reference Lee not reading his emails. That's a thing that goes on with a lot of people. So what we're going to ask is that what you do is find a private moment with the person that's taking your place and give them their gift. I am going to have Lena, though, give a gift to Adam, right? And then Adam... Then it's your thing. You get to do a whole thing.
Wow. You get to give yourself a gift.
Lena? And everybody else, thank you. You may take your seats.
So a little bird told me that you like vodka. So inside this package is a bottle of vodka and a bottle of Aleve. Just in case. Yashiko and Mazelkov. Sure.
Can I go ahead?
Absolutely.
I'm going to set it back up. So this is it? So an incoming president might have asked what the maximum amount of time they could speak was. I asked for the minimum. So this will not be long. The next 2 years. Okay, I can take my lead. I listen. So, thank you. Just as Aaron and the Levites who were initiated into the service of the tabernacle in this week's Parsha, Bahalotcha, I and the rest of the board of directors have now been installed into the service of Adat Ari. It is an honor for which I am truly grateful and which quite frankly evokes a dreaded sense of imposter syndrome. I have been fortunate to learn from the examples of our members and clergy during the close to 30 years that Abigail and I have been members. And not just the direct teachings from our rabbis, Rothblum, Bernhardt, and now Schuldenfrei, or the hours that cantors Biegeleisen and Dubin Aronoff spent trying to teach me Nusach Sinai, or correct Torah trope and pronunciation, or how to fake harmonizing in a duet. But what has left an even more lasting impression has been the small interactions with synagogue members who took the time to counsel me over the years, even if just in a form of a couple of words of encouragement. And so without going into any details, I stand here and my thoughts stray to memories of Reuben Lazar, Rabbi Marv Labinger, Esther Dubin, Paul and Mark Green, B. Reynolds, and so many others of blessed memory. And also to Peter Reynolds, Saul Halpern, Marty Lasker, past President Myra Newman, all of whom I hope to honor in my service over the next 2 years as your president. Ah yes, the next 2 years. I have watched in awe as Rabbi Schuldenfrei has applied his energy and plotted his vision for our spiritual future. And his executive director, Eric Nicastro, has developed and implemented strategies to maintain our financial viability. These visions and strategies may not always synchronize with the way things have been done at Adat Ari in the past. And I believe that's a good thing. I see my charge over the next 2 years as facilitating the bridge from this past to our future. And so to paraphrase Rabbi Nachman of Bratslav, all of Adat is a narrow bridge. The important thing is not to be paralyzed by our fear of an unknown future. Of course, when I dare to think that I could correctly envision what would or could be our future, I am immediately tethered to the reality of the events of the last 2 years. I can only hope that I am able to react and respond with as much grace and patience as immediate past president, Lena LeBeau. Side note, Lena is actually the reason that we are members of Adat Ari, because she and Abigail met in the junior league when we lived on the other side of the hill and didn't even know about Adat. Well, we knew, but we didn't know. Lena, you are a superstar. Yep. I mean, how many times over the past 2 years did the other shoe drop? Right? I mean, who owns that many pairs of shoes? You should be very proud of your accomplishments as our president. Your love, dedication, energy, wisdom are no doubt the reason that we actually have hope for a future at Adat Ari. So thank you. Finally, while my imposter syndrome may never quite go away, I have no reason to fear since I benefit from sharing a life with the greatest executive director at a synagogue since Irma Lee Ettinger ruled the roost at Adat Ari. Had Abigail Goldberg-Spiegel not pivoted from full-time volunteer to professional, I have no doubt that she would be the one standing before you this evening. Either way, Adat Ari has been our home. The home where all four of our children, Sydney, Maxwell, Sasha, and Harry, were instilled with their deep love of Judaism, and where Sydney, her husband Dan, and our grandson Asher are now members on their own today. I am here today because of them, because of your families, and because of the families yet to come. Thank you.
So as we come to our conclusion for the evening. Want to thank everybody again, from our volunteers, our lay leaders, our professional staff, for all of you being here. If there's one thing that's been steady through all of the uncertainty of COVID, it's been our community. And it is wonderful that we are here together. And because of that special moment, we close with Shekiana.
Oh, that was pretty rabbinic. You think that, right? You think he goes to services. But that is an appropriate introduction. The Shechianu is a mark of a celebration of completion, but anticipation of the next chapter. And I think we all feel that sense of pride in all that has been done, and pride in all that is certain to be around the bend. And so together, let's all please rise. And put your arm around the person next to you, the people around you. And maybe even join tables. Let's make one big, kind of open it up. Yeah. So table over here. Let's join up with the tables around us here. The Lembeck table, you guys kind of move in, and you're going to be the bridge between this table and that table. There we go. And the picture that the cantor and I see is a beautiful one. It's filled with people who understand the importance of a synagogue, who understand the importance of our tradition, who understand the importance of community. And so in celebration of all this community has achieved and all that it is poised, let's offer the Shehechianu.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shechianu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shechianu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Amen. Mazel tov to everyone. And good night.
Please don't go anywhere. If the budget allows, we'll have dessert. We have the church. Ice cream. Haagen-Dazs for everyone.
Leftovers for tomorrow and the next day and the day after that.
Jeff really likes how much food there is. Or it's a little...
No, actually, I'm always upset when there's so much food.
tell you something. Can I tell you something? That's nice. We need to throw something else in. I'm gonna have to talk.
Get it to the cancer.
You know, Joe was at Camp Bob Waldorf this weekend.
For
She did that
Gear Up for
volunteer.
Camp today?
Yeah, Gear Up for Camp.
Yeah.
She was doing the.
I used to have to run that.
Yeah. Up in,
because he's got a bet with Dennis Fox that we will achieve our budgeted membership goals. Why do I? You'll write a check. I'll put mine on next year.
Dessert is served. Dessert is over there.
There's no other place you can say take the budget and the other ones, let's say it's $150,000. She gets $150,000. And they have to achieve all the other fundraising. But if that's the only part of our fundraising, then we're back to like, well, we appreciate the money, but we can't do that. So when we, somebody says, we raised $300,000. Our budget was to raise $325,000. So without worrying about what it goes to, just by definition, it can't see us to pay down. Recently, we paid down a lot of insurance, we have it. And at the end, by June, July, we're going to get all of it. Not all of it, but a little bit. Because we don't get our cash in until it's like then we'll pay it next spring. We'll have to borrow it. Because everybody pays like everybody. And we got all cash going in. Except these people pay the number of revenues. Somebody, I don't remember who said it, but somebody said, we need to have one of us short when we hire this. We can hire it again next year when we're ready. Oh, she took plates away. Yeah, I will probably. she'll still be here like 3/4 of the time, not 100% of the time. That's right.
Hey, well, we're all still here. I want to thank Andreas and his crew for tonight's dinner. Andreas.
isn't the time to give you new ideas, but I'll just mention it and I'll follow up because I was talking with Becky. Yeah. I got email from another school. They're having an annual gala. I think it's next weekend. Maybe it was this weekend. 6 o'clock on a Sunday, and they were offering free babysitters.
Yeah, Rabbi and I have actually talked about that.
I don't know if it was at the school or if it's at the home.
Yeah.
Find out.
This Rabbi mentioned that. I think they did that at your community also.
Okay.
For some event where you can drop your kid off at the synagogue and they have babysitters
Okay,
there.
so it must be that then,
Yeah.
rather than
Because of insurance stuff.
insurance of city
Liability to send people into people's homes.
Okay.
But yeah, but I like
But there are certain academies that they didn't have. They can't even bring their kids to the event because they're too young.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. So
We're on that because it's a good idea. We should be doing that.
I worked in Santa Clarita just another month or two, and then I've been involved. It's 2 blocks from where I work, so I've gone to Minion there when they have it, and Holtzman on the distribution. Right. But it's suburban also, like near Tamim.
Yeah. Well, good. Any other good things we find from there? Let's use them.
Here's the other thing. I think they have about 300 families. They just have one employee, other than a rabbi, and then the day school director. So I guess she's the executive director, she's the secretary, she's everything. And he said she's a young 70, I think. Yeah. And she's been doing it for years. He said she probably gets half the minimum wage. So she's just doing it. So probably when she's done, she'll probably have a bump. I guess it's not as complex as here. Yeah. What else did I learn from this? That's about it.
Well, good. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. And thanks for lending us your son for softball.
Okay.
It's been great getting to know him.
Great.
So hopefully he'll play again next year.
Yeah, well, I was really going to have a son and
Yeah. We got to meet his wife the last game of the year. Yeah. She's a nurse, right? Yeah. Very good, thanks.
Sure.
Thanks, Jim.